Today, we're sharing some of our favorite moments from using the Charlotte Mason method. Welcome to the Simply Charlotte Mason podcast. I'm Sonya Shafer. Today, my friend and co-worker Laura Pitney is with me for another episode of Your Questions Answered. This is going to be a fun question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, it says, what are some of your favorite moments that you've had while using the Charlotte Mason method?
It's a good question.
It is a very good question. Now, I'm thinking back on, now that I've graduated, 3 out of my 4 kids, and I can see a lot more. I wouldn't necessarily say, top moments or anything, but there are things that come to mind now that I didn't have back when I was in the thick of things.
Right.
That
gives me hope.
It should.
Yeah.
Okay, for my oldest, she's almost 30, and she continually recommends books to me that she's been reading.
Okay.
There are a wide variety. Some of them are on nature, some of them are history, biographies, some are on art, just all kinds of different books, and books that I wouldn't necessarily know about.
Sure.
Or pick up on my own, but then she recommends it to me. And it reminds me so much of Charlotte Mason's saying about there are 2 kinds of people in this world, those who read and think, and those who don't.
Okay.
And I'm so happy that my oldest has become a person who reads and thinks. Sure. And I contribute a lot of that to the Charlotte Mason method.
Do you think that this is something that has grown more as an adult, or do you think you saw that in the trenches as she grew up? That's a great question. I saw some of it in her teen years. Okay.
When she had a little more freedom. Before that, I was very picky about,
Sure.
I'm only going to let you read the books that I know.
Right.
But once she got that solid foundation, now I let her branch out and pick books that I wasn't familiar with.
Sure.
And she started.
You saw a little bit as she matured as a teenager, but now you're really seeing the fruits of that love for reading.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm seeing it even more.
Yeah.
And I love that she shares that with me, that we have that common bond.
Yeah,
it's really fun. It's fun. All right, for my second daughter then, when they were growing up, we called them Unit 1, Unit 2. That's what I keep thinking in my head. So for Unit 2,
Okay.
my favorite moment right now is when she and her husband were having their first baby, and they put together their baby list on Amazon. It was pages long, but most of those pages, probably 5 pages, were books.
Oh, nice.
And they were the good books, the classic books for children. That just did my heart well. That was so good. Yeah. Then, and by the way, she sends me pictures and texts and all this, and she will send me nature study moments and things that are so Charlotte Mason inspired.
Things she loved that now she can do with her own children.
Yes. And that's a favorite moment, definitely. For Unit 3, I think back to when she was in high school. I was traveling a lot at conventions during the spring.
Yeah.
And she was at the point where she would basically do her own work independently, which she should once you're in the upper level high school. So she would email her written narrations to me.
Oh, fun.
That way I would know she met her deadline.
Sure.
I remember sitting in the hotel rooms reading her narrations and just laughing because she has that fun personality, and she would write that into the narration.
Fun. Yeah.
You could tell she knew the material.
Right.
She wasn't just making this up.
Right.
And she would throw in little comments on the side and little things that she had noticed, and it just, I would just laugh. It was great. And I know you've got one like that too.
I do. My oldest, her personality has really come out when I give her the freedom to choose how she narrates. So
and she's not in high school yet.
No, she's 13. So her just kind of crossing over to those high school years, I have seen the beauty of her personality through her selections of sometimes written narrations, sometimes very dramatic letters with the feather pen and wax seal, or the dramas where she pulls in all her other siblings. the plays, the musics, the poem. I mean, that's just naturally in her, and it's fun to see that come out.
Yes.
Now that we've established why she's doing it, she's been given the freedom to express herself in it. So that's been fun for me to see.
That seems to be such a wonderful part of Charlotte Mason, that we are respecting the child as a person, and the methods allow that personality to just show forth.
Right. I was thinking how it's so easy just to box them in and get the work done, but to truly trust in the methods and kind of the why behind why you're doing the method.
Yes.
You know, I wouldn't say I have these amazing moments at this point because we're just in the middle of it right now, but seeing those special things come through where I'm getting to know my child where in a different way versus if we had just gone through our check boxes,
Yes.
you know. So for me to be able to see them becoming little people, you know, truly, like, I don't know if, not that they weren't little people before, but to truly blossom as the person they are, you know, it's been neat to see.
I love how, because there are so many different aspects to Charlotte Mason, children, because we're spreading that wide feast, each of those personalities is going to connect a little bit more with certain parts of it than others.
Yeah.
And we can see those interests bloom as well.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I have seen that more so as they have gotten a little older versus when they were all younger. And, you know, my oldest has definitely got a flair for the dramatic. My second one, I have picked up on that she likes things done decently and in order. She likes the routine. She likes cleaning up and organizing. That's her happy place.
I wonder where she gets that.
I don't know. My son, I feel like he is probably being more challenged in different ways than my girls were because he's the third and he's the only boy and he is being forced to man up. You know, like, I want to say my narration, or can we do it this way, or can we express, you know, just his personality is kind of having to fight a little harder to come out because he has older siblings, older sisters specifically. But he's doing a great job, and I see him maturing as well. And then my youngest, I feel like with her, we're really in the thick of it, establishing the habits, practicing the methods, seeing her connect and learning that, oh, there's a reason we're doing this and this is why. And so she's kind of obviously on the tail end of things, but because of the things I've invested in with the older kids, in some ways it's easier because the younger ones kind of follow suit.
Yes.
But yet they're all still cultivating their own habits and interests, all within that Charlotte Mason realm.
Yes.
So
yeah, habits is another area that I've seen a lot of.
Oh, you can
growth.
get burnt out for sure, but as they get older, you start to see fruits of your labor, and it's a blessing.
Yes.
You know, like you say, with unit number 3, is that right?
Yeah, unit 3, yeah.
You know, she was able to really do a lot of her upper level high school by herself, and that was a fruit of the labor of you investing in the good habits when she was younger. And I feel like I'm starting to see that now as mine are getting older. And I had a conversation with my sister-in-law just this week, and she's just starting out with homeschooling, and she has little ones underfoot. And so we talked about, you know, habits and why those are so important, and why they're really investing in your child's hearts, because, you know, they're not just to accomplish getting something done, but you're teaching them to make good decisions for themselves.
Yes.
You know, time management, respecting boundaries, you know, just all of that. And so we were laughing about blanket time, you know, with her toddler, and like, it seems insignificant, but if, you know, again, if you can tell your child to do something and they obey and they learn it, then that's going to carry over as they grow and mature into young adults. And so I really tried to encourage her to stick with it, and that she could do it.
Yes, good.
Because in the middle of it, you don't see it. You're just burnt out, and
It's like, one more time, put them back on that blanket. Yes, yes.
So habits are good.
They are, and you see the fruit as you keep going.
Right.
One more story I want to share with you. This is my most recent favorite moment. My youngest has special needs, as you know.
This is unit number 4?
Unit 4.
Okay.
Unit 4. And we've tried to keep doing, when all of the girls were home, we did picture study as usual. But now that it's just my youngest and me, we continue to do picture study, but with a few tweaks and modifying it a bit. But we continue to do it. And sometimes I'm never quite sure, is she paying attention? Because she just, she won't look at you very much. So we had the opportunity to go to the Museum of Art downtown Atlanta recently because they had this wonderful European traveling exhibition there. And it was supposed to have all these wonderful Monets and Van Goghs and Picassos. It's just, I have to go. So we all went down there. My oldest came along too because she still loves that stuff. Yeah. So I was kind of wandering off with my youngest, and we turned the corner to go into a different gallery. And as we turned the corner, we were faced with this huge wall, and the only thing on it was a Degas with the ballerinas. Well, as I turned the corner and saw it, and I stopped, and my youngest turned the corner, and immediately she said out loud, and that's a key right there. Yeah. She doesn't usually volunteer to say something unless she needs something from you. Yeah. So just sharing the moment, that was huge. Yeah. She turned the corner and she said, "The Blue Dancers" by Edgar Degas.
What? She knew it.
She just said that. And I'm fighting back the tears, It's like, yeah that's right. Crying on the side. And come over here, can I get your picture? She didn't like that. Yeah. But just to have, I did get a picture of her standing beside it. Right. Just to have that moment. Yeah. That does your heart so good.
Yeah. Years and years of investing and being consistent and loving on her without really any confirmation that it's connecting.
Yeah, you just never know what's if it's clicking or not. But like you said, it's those moments when you see that little flame or that little blossom, that little spark. It's like, it is getting in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. One of my favorite memories of my children, a few years ago, we were reading Boy of the Pyramids, and I felt like that was one of the first living books that we read when all my kids were old enough to really follow along and listen and narrate. So a few years ago, I'm washing my dishes at the kitchen sink, and I look out the window that faces our backyard, and all of them were dressed up like Egyptians. And they had found, apparently, Egyptians need a staff of some sort, the gold rings on their arms that were in the book. And then of course, somebody had to be the pharaoh and then the slaves. And so then all of a sudden I'm like, they're fixing to beat that child. Like they're fixing to, literally act out the story. So I drop my dishes and run out. I'm like, well, no, too far. But, one of the biggest things about narration and connecting is it comes out in their play, or it comes out, in how they talk, or really in their play. But that was just neat for me to see that connection when they were little. And I feel like we've kind of almost lost a little bit of that because they've gotten a little older and the age differences and things. But just thinking back on those sweet memories, like with you and unit number 4, it was a beautiful thing to see. Just one or two little things that encourage you to keep going, to trust the method, just to keep going. And because sometimes we go so long without seeing any fruits of that investment, and it's good. Yes. It's real good.
It is good. Yeah. It is good. And as the kids get older, they might not play the history as much, but it's still getting in their hearts. Yeah. And that's when you start to see it come out in other ways as well, like the dramas your oldest is writing. And,
I never know.
And the letters and all that. That's
it's true.
Play in a way.
Yeah.
So, be encouraged. It's still getting in there.
Yeah. It's good.
How about you? What are your favorite moments, or some of your favorite moments from using the Charlotte Mason method with your children? Let's encourage each other with that. If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to subscribe through iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or your favorite podcast app so you don't miss an episode. You can also subscribe to the audio version or read the blog post on our website at simplycharlottemason.com. All of those links will be in the notes. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.